Can you tell me about a particular writing project or magazine or brochure you've worked on, kind of the process from start to finish?
Sure. Well, one of the things I've done in my current job is help overhaul the Alumni Magazine. So the Alumni Magazine goes to all alumni of the university. There's over 100,000 in this particular case. They range in age from 22 years old to 85 years old. It's a paper magazine, or at least it was primarily to begin with, although we're also instituting a digital version. And the big question on the table is, what do we want it to do? Alumni magazines, from the university perspective, want to engage the alumni so that ultimately they'll give money. I mean, that's not to put too fine a point on it, that's what they want. They want the alumni to come back and visit, they want the alumni to feel a part of the community, and ultimately they want the alumni to support it, either financially or through time or mentoring or some sort of expertise. So the question of engaging the alumni was at the basis of this rewrite. And as another example of how institutions tend to look at their structure from the inside out, in the past, the way that the university tried to engage alumni was by talking about all the great stuff the university is doing. Every time there was a new department launched or a new course or a new, and so it was basically like a big 75-page ad for the university. And not surprisingly, the alumni were not terribly interested. So the first thing we did was go out and talk to a whole lot of alumni in all age groups. And we found a couple of important things. One, the alumni would like to know what the other alumni are doing, among other things. They would like to know what their beloved teachers from the time when they were here are doing. They would like to know the ways in which they can become involved with the university, but they didn't really need a very long laundry list of every new academic program that the university had adopted. And in some cases, they needed to be reassured that they were still an important part of the university, because the university had grown from a much smaller school into a big one very quickly, and people were feeling displaced. So once we had done that initial research and we had a sense of what our readers were looking for, then we sat down and we started churning out an editorial calendar. We wanted to make sure that we were inviting alumni to be on campus, that we were letting them know exciting events happening. For instance, instead of knowing there's a new English class that they couldn't possibly take, they were very interested to know that there was a very well-known writer who was going to be appearing on the campus, and it was open to the public, and they were absolutely welcome to attend. And furthermore, why don't we throw a party for them or have a reception with the author afterwards? That was the kind of thing that got a lot of positive feedback. Little things. We instituted letters to the editor. We reached out and we asked for people's opinion. We instituted an email version. We had about 40,000 email addresses for alumni, and we would send updates and alerts via email. We asked people's advice, and when they told us things we didn't want to hear, we acknowledged them. Sometimes you find out that you're just doing it wrong. Another thing we did in terms of the magazine is we really worked on the quality of the photography. We created a digital version of the magazine that was interactive because, interestingly, it's not the younger alumni we discovered who didn't want a paper magazine. It was the 40 to 55 range alumni who are most using the internet. We could do a mobile version maybe for younger graduates, but they didn't care so much. And this was counter to what we thought, so that was all very, very useful. Once we knew what we wanted to do, we set up an editorial calendar. We published twice a year. We figured out how many pages of the 72 pages we had we could use to advertise things happening at the university or ask people for money or whatever our purpose was without being obnoxious. There was some testing that went around that. And ultimately then we engaged writers both on campus and off campus. It was a big ongoing project. After about a year and after 2 or 3 issues that were very successful, we were able to successfully make the case to hire a full-time editor-in-chief who now runs the magazine. It continues to expand. We entered and won a number of awards for it this year. That's important, by the way. The awards are important, even if you think they might be kind of silly. The awards are a way in which the rest of the institution uh, or your audience can have a kind of a non-weighted determination that what you're doing is good. And if you ever want to get more money for it, win some awards, and the next year there will be more money at your disposal. So the magazine continues to grow and evolve. We have an alumni panel. We have a lot of active people who are contributing at this point, and we're proud of it.